Hello everyone, welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I'm your Dungeon Master AuldDragon, and the players today are...
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon, who's captain of the ship that the company The Broken Sword has, which I'll remember the name of at some point. And he's a human fighter from an asteroid near Brow.
Hi, I'm Dagami-sama, and I play Solas Abehebaha, who is a half-elven cleric mage of Ogma and the head librarian of the ship.
Wait, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, I'm James. I play Ockar, human paladin from Brawlin. I'm trying to figure out the logistics of taking this guy in alive.
I'm sorry. I was waiting for Finn to say something. My name is Levalithana, and I'm an elven wild mage.
Hey, I'm Zakad. I play Lafdul, a multi-classed priest thief from Realm Space. His current title today is Oh god. hang on. Google save me because I've forgotten this. Kaleidoscopic Arbitrarian Troubleshooter. Arbitrarian's not a legal word, so I had to make that one up.
Not a legal word? Minus 1 billion experience
No,
points.
I should get XP for that because I made up a word.
Not how it works. This isn't Scrabble.
Well, but if we just let you make up words, then you could say that you're the Blarglethorpe of...
No, it's arbitrary.
Caladatherps.
I couldn't find I don't know. What's the term when you describe someone as a term?
Person?
Because I was thinking
Thing?
of
Meat?
like arbitrary, but I didn't know how to say I'm arbitrarian or arbitrarist.
Arbitrary?
Yeah,
Just arbitrary.
but you can't say it as a title. Like,
you could call yourself... Well, I know this isn't right, but you could just call yourself an arbiter.
No.
Yeah, it would probably
because
mean...
that's a different thing.
Yeah.
It's not the same. Arbitrary troubleshooting, that's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt
Or
a
the
bit odd about that word.
Kaleidoscopic troubleshooter of arbitrariness.
Yeah, but I don't even
What do you
think there's a
actually want to
definition for that.
say? Lafdul, what do you actually want to convey?
That he's
Lafdul
not
has
really
an
sure what he is.
extremely complex sense of justice. That's sometimes like, whatever. Pretty much.
So you are an arbitrary troubleshooter.
Pretty much.
A troubleshooter that's sort of arbitrary, right?
Yeah.
Kaleidoscopic.
He does whatever his whim desires are at the time.
I've invented a word that I don't think all will complain about.
Oh, I can complain about everything.
Well, let's see you complain about this. Happy Hammas.
Why would he complain about that? He's always advocated that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I said that on my Discord in the last couple years.
Fair enough. It's a remixing.
So Old can complain in that you stole his word.
What happens is AuldDragon climbs down your chimney and leaves a ham in your fridge.
But this isn't his world.
I climb down your chimney and steal your Christmas ham.
Have to find
Joke's on you, I didn't have any Christmas ham.
Heathen. Heretic.
You will
Burn
have
him.
to fight for my Yule ham.
Is this your paladin oath to have a life without ham for purity?
Nah,
Hamstity?
would be quite fine with ham.
He's taken a vow of hamstity as opposed to chastity.
Yeah.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
He could take a vow of hamsterdy and swap in Behemoth for a giant space hamster.
Nah. Anyway, so we left off. You guys were approaching the one of the moons of Zivlin, Gillian, which is covered in dusky rose and orange clouds. One thing that I wanted to make note of before that is, and this actually happened last session, but it was in the middle of last session, and I didn't keep track of it. Another year has passed, so everyone is a year older naturally.
Really?
Oh no.
Poor Braxon.
How old is Braxon now?
You should know.
Yeah, I'm just going to look at my cap. Well,
All
I
right.
don't know.
Lafdul's 132, and his true age is 118.
I'm
Someone
now
keep-
24. 2 years younger than I am in real life.
What's your true age?
Well, 24 is my true age.
You've been magically aged.
Oh,
26.
If you've not been keeping track of how much
I know
you've
what
been
my magical age is. My magical age is 34 now.
Yeah,
Oh.
man. So
10 years older.
Solas is now
Technically.
38.
yeah, so Braxton's real age is 23, but he looks 38, and he feels 38.
He probably feels 64.
Yeah.
The sudden aging. You're not getting used to it.
Levi is that much closer of making Braxon his silver fox.
Oh, that's an idea. Yes.
Stop.
Braxon, do you have white hair yet?
Stop with the fanfic, please.
Just look at it this way: it's 1 year closer to getting those wisdom and intelligence bonuses for getting to old age.
No, you don't get that if you're artificially aged.
Right, but that's why this one is important. The natural aging is the important one for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
gonna
you can
take
just
longer than this
use,
campaign will ever last.
You could just use some potions of longevity or something like that to reduce your physical age. You know?
I'll just want that to backfire.
Yeah, I had some, and then I didn't use them straight away because I thought they might be really powerful and turn Braxon into a schoolboy. and then they got dispelled, or stolen or something like that. I can't remember what it was.
I'm pretty sure it was dispelled.
Yeah, you lost a load of potions when you were dispelled on the crown base, I think.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lesson for you.
Lafdul's still got one he keeps in his safe.
I
Give
wonder
the
how
other
much.
one to Braxon. Not Braxon, Higmus.
Yeah.
He's only got one left. 3 potions of love, though.
Yeah.
That's an idea. I
Oh!
could use it on Brax. Oh, no, 'cause it doesn't-
No, please.
It would just be my best friend unless he swings that way.
Yeah, if you use that on Braxon, there'll be even more fanfic.
Brax's cousin, Ockar's cousin.
There'll be a novel coming out called 50 Shades of Ham.
No. Nobody needs that. Ever.
Oh, you're just asking for Lafdul to buy some interesting material and to place it all over Ockhar's room.
Actually, it should be 50 slices of ham.
When's that? You're besmirching ham.
Anyway,
Yeah, well, let's do some D&D.
there's like a game that we have that we could be playing right now.
Yeah.
Instead of talking about whatever that was.
Exactly.
So Solas would like to remind the group that before we leave this sphere, he would like to go hunting some feathers on that one moon that had Pegasus and Griffons.
I thought you had all the Pegasus feathers you need.
So
You
what
still
is
need
that?
more?
So that's one of the moons of Zivlin.
Yeah. Old described it to us part of the moon last time.
Well, let's see if we can confirm with the locals which one is which, because we don't want to land on the wrong ones.
I'm
Why?
pretty sure that I described Zivlin itself that way. It's full of winged avian life.
Oh, Zivlin.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Might be a bit dangerous. Hang on, avian life, is that intelligent life or like
Lafdul
birds?
cocks an eye.
That's birds.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean,
Well-
Pegasus are intelligent.
Does Lafdul know about Pegasus?
I mean,
Pixie?
you know something about them. What do you?
do
Depends
I
on what you want to know about them.
do I know who can approach them gender-wise?
That's not really a thing in Dungeons
Isn't
and
it?
Dragons.
And
That's
isn't-
unicorns anyway.
yeah, that's unicorns anyway.
Is it? Oh. Fair enough.
But Pegasus tend to like lawful good characters.
Okay, so maybe there's a service you can do for a Pegasus, and it'll give you a feather.
Or we can just find them on the ground while we hunt for griffins.
There'll be no on the ground if it's an air world.
There are some continents on the world.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They've
But-
got to rest somewhere.
Yeah.
Uh,
Anyway.
do we have to do this before we capture pirates?
No, it was just like I said before we leave this crystal sphere.
Right.
Oh, that's the thing. So if we have the pirates, the first thing we're going to want to do is go back. We're not going to go to every
That's true.
planet,
true.
so we might want to sort of do that on the way.
Yeah, we need to figure out which. We need to figure out which planet we're gonna take them to have them arrested or have them put on trial.
Well, we had 3 leads for people that wanted them stopped.
Yeah, we
one
should
was
probably
actually-
follow up on those and ask them.
One was that ship that we've already been to, the Crimson Caravan.
Yeah.
Um,
And we talked about visiting their warehouses on reorgs.
yeah, and the other one is to visit the Syndiath line here.
Was it one of those pirate ship? Actually, what did we learn about one of the pirate ships, didn't we? That they don't kill people. What else did we learn about that ship? Did we know what the crew was composed of?
Elves and
remember.
half-elves. That's the singing sword that you're talking about.
Yeah. We know that Red Njord's got an octopus ship. So Braxon would know the basic configuration of it, but if we stop at a shipyard, they might know the size of it, how big it is, whether it's bigger than our ship.
I don't know how Lafdul feels about that.
About
Wait.
what?
An
Braxon,
elven
you're-
pirate ship.
Yeah.
you're familiar with hammer ships.
Oh no, I thought Red Njord was on an octopus ship.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I thought you were still
I-
talking about the singing sword.
Yeah, sorry. I don't think Braxton's seen one in any of the games we've had, so I don't know whether he's seen one. He probably heard of one.
No, you've heard of them, and you have a general idea that it's comparably sized to the larger warships. So it's your ship, hammer ships, that kind of thing. Not as big as a whale ship.
Yeah, we know the strike is a spider ship.
I think that singing sword is not really that important at the moment, since it seems that they don't have anything to Red Njord and his followers.
The singing sword seem like they're nice pirates.
Well,
Relatively.
As pirates go, there's more of a sort of
They're the
enforced
most honourable
tax.
ones.
Yeah, whereas the other two are murderous. So, if we capture them by mistake, that's fine. But the other two, we might want to be more aggressive about hunting down. And the main thing's to capture Red Njord.
I mean, there's bounties for both of them, and there's bounties for at least a half a dozen other listed pirates.
Right.
But again, like you're not here to just cleanse the crystal sphere of pirates. You're looking
No.
for one
Here
specific
for
one.
one specific pirate.
I mean, if you
That-
encounter the other ones, sure, that's great. But
Yeah.
What if I were to infiltrate the singing sword?
Okay, but the singing swords aren't our targets.
they might
Mm.
have information.
True.
If that's
I'm an
if that's
elf.
what your idea is, then you could try that
That's-
and get information, but you'd have to find them in the first place.
That's a good point. They must be fencing their goods somewhere.
Problem with that infiltration plan is that when and how would you get the message back to us and return to us?
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, it is.
I doubt we have months to wait for you to return. But
Maybe I
if you
set
could do-
myself up as a middleman, I assume they've got to fence off their goods.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, that might work, or you might be able to infiltrate them if we happen to find out, for example, that they have secondary ship that they use to visit different legal ports.
Makes sense.
Yeah. That's an excellent idea. If you're our intelligence officer, if you can,
But I don't think you should go with them at least.
well, if you can find out where the goods get fenced around here, that might be worth investigating.
I mean, I'd say don't dismiss the idea right now. Just start, thinking how you'd go about it. I mean, again, it's an idea. It's not a plan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to figure out how to turn that idea into a plan, or analyze it further and decide, okay, yeah, that doesn't make sense, or something. One of the two.
I like it. Maybe there's some sort of middle place where the known pirate ships meet up with ships that claim to be trade ships that actually take in stolen goods and sell them on.
How do pirates react to other pirates? Is this a known thing? In general?
Depends on-
common principles.
Depends on where
No,
they.
I mean, I'm asking as a thief. I assume that I might have an idea. It's like how the thieves act to other thieves, how the pirates act to other pirates.
You're a thief, not a pirate.
You know the place our base is.
There's one of his honor amongst them.
We come from the Rock of Brow. That started off as a pirate lair.
Yeah, I know.
So there's a chance that some of us might know some of the history.
I mean, one thing that you can deduce is that if there's a pirate port that specifically caters to pirates and smugglers and that sort of thing, it probably acts as a neutral ground where they're not supposed to or allowed to fight, because otherwise the thing would break down. You can't have a function. You can't have a functioning port if every time there's two pirates in the any two pirates in the port, they fight each other.
If I could find a local thieves guild, I could probably find a lot of information because they would be fenced through thieves guilds, I'd assume, or some of the goods would be.
Sounds like a good plan. Well, good idea. Well, we can make landing and see if we can meet anyone that matches that sort of description.
All right, so you're approaching the moon of Gillian.
Yeah.
And
We're going to go down in the little ship.
I mean, we don't
We'd have
need
to-
to.
Well,
'Cause-
we have to land in a dry dock with the big ship. It's not capable of landing except in a dry dock.
you could hover somewhere, but then you'd have to have someone constantly on the helm and everything.
Yeah. So we could hover and get off, and then they fly back up, come back for us later. But so the choice is: do we go down in the hilt, or do we go down on that flitter, which we haven't named yet?
You don't need to. It's the functional equivalent of a dinghy, a rowboat.
I think going down with the hilt is an okay idea.
Right. Okay. Who
What happened
wants?
to my dinghy?
So out of character for Ockar.
He's been possessed. Let's throw him overboard.
I just thought it'd be funny.
No, it's fine. It was funny. It's just odd coming from your character.
We're getting threats that if
You're
we don't,
saying I can't be funny?
there's threats on in the chat. If we don't get on with the game, they're going to pay ham to all to give the monsters a critical hit.
God.
You
Okay,
always get
behind.
critted now.
So, where should
Right.
we go?
Okay, so it's there's loads of orange clouds, so we'll have to fly through the clouds and see where there is to land.
Well, I guess that's what we're gonna have to do then.
I guess this is where we get our new NPC to fly us down.
Wasn't the Orange Cloud place the place where elves were a bit xenophobic?
So this would be some Fionn.
Wait, was that the case?
So yeah, we'll be getting some Fionn to land us, won't we? Because the other helmsmen stay up here.
Oh,
Yeah.
were we told that the place with the orange clouds was the place where the elves were xenophobic?
No. It's Shanair
Okay.
that the elves don't like visitors.
Okay.
I misremembered.
Yeah,
Against all people.
we're going to what we think is Gillian. What we hope is Gillian. So there's elves there, and they make ships, I think. Or the Syndiath line might be there. So we'll just fly through the clouds and then have a look. Braxon's going to find Glau
Uh-huh.
and say, "Do you want to come?"
Oh, indeed. It seems quite fun to visit this new world, and you say that it has an elven port. I would very much like to speak with some of the elves there and see what they have to say about other worlds that they may have been to. Perhaps visit the forests that they have. Perhaps they have some other space owls. I would very much like to meet some of my own kind again.
Okay. I mean, that would be nice. I'm not sure how long we're staying there, though.
I
So-
won't spend too long.
Don't be going too far.
Alright, so
would you?
well, first of all, what ship were you actually going to take? Because I didn't actually hear you say what you were going to take.
Well, I was asking everyone if we were going to take the shuttle or the flitter.
I
Well,
think we should
I
take
was-
the shuttle as it.
I
at
think we're going to
least
use the
armed.
shuttle.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
don't-
when
well, I-
people don't give you answers, that's when you pull rank and act as a
Yeah.
captain and make the decision.
Yeah, I think we'll take the shuttle because we might want to collect some supplies.
Also, it's armed in case we run into trouble.
Yeah, I don't think we run into trouble down there, but it will look better.
I would say that in most cases, if it's possible to land, we should take the shuttle instead of flitter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, we'll have a look, and if we go down and find that there's absolutely no bodies of water we can land in, we'll have to come back and take the flitter.
Your guide specifically says that the port Laranesti has a small lake and a
Fair
cleared
enough.
field. So basically,
We'll-
water or landcraft can both get to
Okay.
that port.
Was there anything like a map, or are we gonna guess what Laranesti is when we go down there?
It does not. It gives you some pointers based on other landforms.
Fair enough.
But as you're
Okay.
approaching Gillian,
Mhm.
getting ready to look, and when you get in close, you can see that the cloud cover is not total. It's just from a distance you can't see through. So as you approach, there are breaks in the cloud that you can start to make out some of the landforms beneath. However, as you're approaching, you do see in orbit around the moon an elven armada.
Okay. I think we should signal the Elven Armada and discuss this with them rather than go down first.
It is already signaling you.
Okay. Braxon's going to read the signal.
The signal is pretty standard, asking what your intentions are, indicating that it is a vessel of the Imperial Navy.
Okay. Braxton's going to signal back saying, "This is a blade of the Company of the Broken Sword out of Brow Space on here on a hunt for pirates bothering the Sindiath line."
All right, there's a momentary wait before you see a signal back, but then they signal back, understood, permission to land granted. The port of Laranesti is directly below us.
Braxton has signaled back, "Thank you for your assistance. If you have any information, perhaps we can dock later."
Yeah. We got like a letter of introduction for something, right? Back in Brawl. I can't remember if it was for the Elven Navy or for the Sindiath line, though.
Right now, I can't recall.
Let's, well,
Or did we get one for each? That might have been the case.
I'm not sure. Well, let's go look for the Sindiath line.
Yeah.
I know that the two organisations are sort of close together. Anyway, we're going to. Our ship could just sit in space in front of the Elven Armada. Might as well.
Do you want to signal to them that you're planning to do that?
Yeah. Braxton has sent back saying we have a shuttle and we're going to leave our ship here, if that's okay with you, in orbit.
They signal back an acknowledgement and indicate that that is okay.
Yeah. Okay. Braxton will tell the. Well, I don't know what have we got. Let's think what orders we'll leave people, or if the elves come under any attack to assist them, or to come down and signal
If
to
there's
us.
an armada, then what would it
They're
more
very
than
unlikely to get
capable.
attacked. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair
but
enough.
you can still assist them. I mean, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So we'll leave orders for the crew that if anyone attacks the armada, to render assistance if possible.
Okay.
And if it looks like they can't handle it, to come down and signal us. And then no doubt there'll be a load of other ships coming up with us. Although I don't think there's likely to be an attack. Right. Okay. Let's go see these elves.
And considering that armadas have almost a score of heavy weapons on board, yeah, it's one of those things like, yeah, probably not going to have to worry too much about an attack.
Mm.
And if something big does happen, they're probably too small to be of any help, but still.
Well, I mean, keep in mind that you're a 70-ton ship. Armadas are 100-ton ships, so.
Yeah.
Suddenly, clockwork horrors appear.
All right, so you all board your shuttle and take off, heading down into the atmosphere of the moon of Gillian. You pass through the clouds. They're pretty calm. There's just a slight breeze traveling through it. And as you're passing through the clouds, like you can't, it's very strange. They're orange on top and reddish, yellow, pink, that kind of shades like that. And they kind of turn into kind of much paler versions of themselves on the underside. But they're
Braxton, before we get completely through the clouds, Braxton's going to call to Lafdul and Lever and say, do you think there's any magical dust in those clouds?
The clouds. Why should there be dust in them?
Well, I don't know. The two of you sometimes collect things to examine it.
It's a little hard to collect. I don't have my dust level,
Okay.
unfortunately.
All right.
Also nice of you to leave Solas out of it.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was funny. And Finnel.
Sorry, Solas. Yeah, Finnel is strangely quiet. He's arranging plants.
he'd probably be studying the clouds and the surface.
Yeah.
For those wondering, Seal and Mortar is out. Hopefully, he will be joining us later, but it's a case of he's going to try to join us if he can. He's got some personal things came up, so.
Okay. So my plan to have a jar of orange dust has failed. Right. Okay. Sorry. Carry on with
Are
the
they
land.
orange clouds?
Wait, that was a real plan?
No, it's just the spellcasters are always saving things.
Braxton,
like-
are they orange clouds?
Yeah, there are orange clouds.
Are
And
these
kind of a-
orange clouds?
Yes, they
Yes.
are.
And maybe if you're lucky, you can get your hands on some orange crush.
Also, Braxton, I'm quite certain that there is some orange dust of some kind in our laboratory already.
Okay.
I don't want to know about what drugs you've been making.
I mean, it's not just orange; it's also kind of a dusky rose shades, that sort of thing.
Okay. Braxton's going to find Glau so he can have an intelligent conversation.
Oh,
And
so it's not like
It's-
oxidizing clouds then, or
He's-
anything like that.
He's going to ask. He's
Not
going to
being
ask.
the spellcaster as a whole now.
He's going to ask Glau if he's got any idea what sort of thing would make clouds go orange.
No. Normally it is sunlight, but I don't think that is what's going on here. It would usually not be this shade so close to it. It is quite interesting, is it not? I'm fascinated by this. I would enjoy learning what makes it these colors. Is there anything in your little booklet about that?
Oh, that's a good idea. Braxton's going to get out the booklet and see if it says anything about what makes the clouds orange.
There's just a little footnote indicating that all attempts so far to discover what shades the clouds have failed.
I guess there's no point us trying to find out what makes these clouds orange if no one else can do it.
Just because other people haven't been able to do it doesn't mean that you can't. Just so far, all attempts have failed.
That's true.
Also, if that's something that is not known, seekers are always interested in getting access to that knowledge.
I guess somebody evaporate a bunch of Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Braxton's going to go back to Solas and Lever and Lafdul and say, well, according to this booklet, it looks like the best scholars in the universe have tried to work out what makes these clouds orange and failed.
He doesn't say that the best scholars in the universe have tried it. He just says that all known attempts so far have failed.
I know.
They could have
I'm
all
just
been really terrible people.
I'm just baiting them.
So I wouldn't start trusting your booklet if it said that.
I'd be very suspicious.
Yeah, if it claims best scholar, Solas is highly suspicious of that.
Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, the people that have tried. Still, this could be an old guide. Maybe someone's figured it out.
It's the most up-to-date one they had.
Do you think the Seekers would have a reward for anyone who discovered what made these clouds go orange?
Do we need to focus on the orange clouds?
Seekers and Church of Ogma are always looking for a new knowledge, no matter how trivial it is.
Right, anyway, I think we'll be through the cloud layer soon and ready to land.
So you break through the clouds, And spread out below you is a vast land of rolling hills, low mountains, covered
Milk and
in
honey.
dense jungle-like forest. Directly below you, you do see a large cleared field and a moderately sized lake
Oh, nice.
with a small, clearly elven settlement on the borders of these two. They're right next to each other, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
That must be
jutting
Laraness.
into the lake are some docks. Jetties. I can't remember exactly what they're called.
The docking docks of dock.
Yes, exactly. And you land your vessel in the lake and sail it
Do
up to
the
one of
docks look like normal docks?
Um,
Because
fairly normal.
they're not shaped like a leaf then?
No,
Because then it'd be a dock leaf.
I have no idea what you're referencing.
It's a plant.
Okay.
Look, sometimes he just says stuff and doesn't really think it through.
You mean Braxon or Big Mac?
Yes.
Sorry.
Narrows it
Yeah.
down.
Okay. So we're going to land at the docks. Is there
That's-
anyone signaling us to where we should land?
There are people on the jetties themselves waving you into a specific one.
Okay. Let's be polite enough to land a little bit out and then coast in.
Can our ship function while in water? It can still be powered.
Yeah.
We don't have to literally sail it or anything.
You don't have to sail it over short distances, but if you were to go on an actual ocean voyage, then yeah, you would need to use sails. Like, it's a very short distance. You landed in just a way to get right into
Keep
the
momentum.
up against the jetties, so you don't need to worry too much about that. But if you were to actually travel on the water and need to turn and stuff like that, then yeah, you'd need to use full sails.
Probably something we should invest in if we don't already have them.
You have sails.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I mean, because the sails are also used for maneuvering the vessel in space.
They might work slightly different in the sea than in the space.
Yeah, not different enough to make that much of a difference.
Yeah. What I meant was if you had spacefarers and you was on a sea and it was really choppy, you might be better off with seafarers on a grounding world because they'd be better off at not capsizing.
Sure. But mostly, like, the sails on this help the battle dolphin maneuver. So when the two vessels are together, these sails are still up, and you've got another sail on the battle dolphin as well in the lower mast, and all of those are used for maneuverability. The thing is that on a terrestrial world, they're used for maneuverability, but more so for motive force. And you still need to do that because the helm isn't designed to propel you through water, it's designed to propel you through air, through space.
Yeah.
So it's more for lifting it up out of the water and going up into space than actually like acting as a motor in the water.
Yeah. Anyway, let's hail the people on the land. Do they look like elves?
They're absolutely elves, and it's a beautiful little village laid out in front of you, essentially at the edge of the jungly forest.
But to Lafdul, is it like it's no Evermeet?
it's pretty nice. But to you, there's probably nothing quite like Evermeet.
Braxon will say hello to them in the Elven he knows, just to find out if they speak Elven.
They give you some odd looks and don't really respond as they're tying your ship up to the docks.
And he'll say greetings again in common.
The workers kind of give you nods, but they're definitely engrossed in their work. Once the ship is secured and a gangplank is put over to your vessel, an official-looking elf crosses over, introduces himself, and says, "Welcome to Larinesti. Before we talk about anything else, the docking fees are 3 silver pieces per ton of your vessel, and 1 silver piece per ton for water."
Is it their silver or our silver?
Well, we've got some anyway.
Shoot, you're right. That's your silver, not their silver. Hold on a second. Nope.
Come on, I called the DM out.
Are you making him charge us extra?
No, he's making me charge you the correct amount.
Right. Okay, so
he totals up.
So that'd be 60 silver.
Hold on a second. It's going to be in steel pieces.
Right. Do we actually have 60 steel pieces?
Boy, do I hope
500.
you do.
You had like 500. We've used some.
You've used some already.
Yeah.
Yeah, but none of the players should have been using that. We all had our own little bits of steel.
Oh yeah.
I had like 50. And I spent the rest in platinum.
Braxon hasn't bought anything.
All right, so he looks over your vessel. That'll come to 8 steel pieces, please.
8 steel pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, it's 1 steel for every 3 tons. Right. Okay. Braxon will go get him 8 steel then.
I mean, you're in your shuttle, not your full vessel.
Yeah. It's 20 tons though, isn't it?
Yep. All right, so you pay him. He puts it into a lockbox and says, "Welcome once again to Larinesti. Are you here for trade?"
No, we've heard that a group of pirates is attacking the Sindhiath line, and we've come to hunt pirates.
Well, then you'll want to visit their office. He points to a building that's kind of right at the border between the flat field and the lake. It is a long building of clearly elven design, made with some sort of silvery wood, and the walls are kind of concave-like, and it has a glittering crystalline-like roof that even from here you can kind of hear soft sounds of like wind chimes as a gentle breeze blows across the town. The rest of the buildings are somewhat similar. There's like elements of that in all the buildings, and some elements that aren't in this long building here. But that's kind of giving you the feel for what this whole village is like. It's very beautiful.
I make a quick inquiry. Do you happen to have like an elven? I had assumed it would be elven. A smithy or something. A bow fletcher or something.
Yes, if you do need some weapons, including custom orders, he points you to a. He gives you directions to a building in the village.
It's somewhere I might.
You would say
wander
that
off at
this
some point.
is only like a village or a town. It's not a city.
Yeah,
Right.
it's like the local craftsman, I guess.
If you had to guess from when you were coming down, you'd put it at less than 500 residents.
Right.
But this is also going well.
But yeah, he does direct you to the local blacksmith weapon shop combo, essentially.
Obviously, thank him. Thank you for directions.
Thank you very much for your assistance.
And have a pleasant stay. We'll begin resupplying your water as we speak.
Brilliant.
All right. So he speaks to some of the workers standing around on the dock. They get to work refilling your water barrels. He spoke to them in a language that sounded like Elvish, but it was not the Elvish that you know. He spoke to the workers in that language.
Mm.
All right. So, what do you guys want to do?
Well, should we head over to the Syndiath line?
Yeah.
Does anyone else want to fish any other information out? Right. Let's head over to their office then.
Okay. You find the main entrance to the building and enter it, and you come into what is clearly a trading office. There are desks and that sort of thing for people to, make negotiations over.
While we're on the way over, Braxon wants to give Ockar a nudge and say, "This is related to your family. Do you want to take the lead on this? Or do you want me to discuss it?" Or he might have gone off somewhere.
Yeah, he BRB'd a little bit ago.
Right, okay. I guess Brax has taken the lead then.
All right. The furniture is from a number of different spheres. Like you can clearly identify the work of craftsmen from Spiral. You can clearly identify craftsmanship from Waste Space, Great Space, that sort of thing. Nothing clashes. Like there's all matching sets where they should be, kind of thing. But clearly there's quite a bit of stuff brought in from elsewhere.
Anything from Realm Space I recognize?
No.
Mm-hmm.
And there are things that you don't recognize from spheres that you don't know.
To be fair, I haven't actually been out in Realm Space, so other than on Faerun.
Yeah. Braxton says, maybe we should start carrying a few chairs around in case we want to give anyone a present.
Huh?
Well, they seem to have a fondness for having chairs from completely different places, tables and that sort of thing.
Just might just be collectors.
Nice chairs, obviously, not rubbish chairs.
I mean, the stuff matches, so it's not like you have a desk from one sphere, a chair from another sphere, and then a chair from a third sphere, all sitting there kind of thing.
Generally, elves are quite meticulous with this kind of thing. It's pretty normal to me.
Well, you can't always get stuff from that far away, and certainly not cheaply. So that's one of the impressive things about it.
Yeah.
As you enter and after you kind of taken in this the appearance of this, and this is only a small portion of what the overall building is. You can see a door in the back that leads further in, but a female elf in good looking but kind of everyday clothing, suitable for
A smart casual.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. As opposed to, it's not like a flowing robe or anything like that. But she comes over to greet you, introduces herself as Milithi Sorvast, and says, "Welcome to the Sindiath line. Do you have goods that you wish to ship off somewhere, or are you looking for some sort of business deal?"
No, not that sort of deal. We're the company of the Broken Sword. We're out of Brow Space, and my first officer there has heard that there's pirates that are causing you trouble, and we've come here to deal with those pirates. That's the sort of thing we do. We deal with troublemakers.
We're adventurers, troubleshooters, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Well, indeed, their pirates are always a plague to our cargo vessels.
Well-
We assure that our vessels are well armed, but we do have the occasional loss. Um, and we would be more than happy to see any of the pirates that have plagued us brought to justice. Is there a
Well,
specific one that you're looking?
There is. We're after Red Njord. We've been told that he has an octopus ship, and it has red and grey tentacles and a red body. And we've been told it's been attacking some of your ships. We're trying to see if we can work out where it might be from its previous activity.
Ah, that one. Well, we have had some problems with them, but the Imperial Navy is already hunting them down specifically. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to, if you were to deal with them first, I'm sure they'd be more than happy to compensate you, but we do not currently have a bounty out for them.
Right. Okay.
What
Is
about
there a...
the- What about the elven one? The singing... What was it called?
Singing Sword.
The singing sword. Yeah. Lafdul
No, the-
mentioned that. Wow. Isn't that one we were after? Or was
The
that
other-
just happenstance?
The other dodgy one is the strike.
Oh.
I mean, it's all happenstance if you encounter any of them. You're not specifically after any of them for any particular reason other than the fact that they're pirates, other than Red Njord.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might have connections if we can find one of the ships.
I mean,
Probably
any
give
of
us-
them might have connections.
Yeah.
A pirate is more likely to know where other pirates are than anyone else.
That's true.
No, I'd inquire about asking for what's their story. I mean, is this unusual? I'm from Realm Space, so I'm not familiar with the traditions of the elves of this sphere.
Well, the Imperial Navy is part of their mandate to hunt down pirates. These in particular, I believe that the Imperial Navy has a particular interest in them. I don't know much more than that. We were informed when, when we...
Are they former members?
Not to my knowledge. You'd need to speak with the Imperial Navy for that.
Okay. Do they have an office in town or on World?
Okay, I'm back.
There is a representative, and she gives you some directions to where you can contact them. They don't have a large presence here. The armada in orbit is there as a mixture of protection for this enclave and world, as well as their a stationary base, so to speak, for the Imperial Navy.
Thank you very much for your time, Mirithi.
Milithi.
Malithi, sorry.
No problem.
One question.
Yeah?
Did Red Njord's crew or any of the pirates steal any specific kind of item that we could knowledge that we could help use to track them?
Not that I'm aware of. They have attacked some of our vessels in the past and made off with their cargo, but it is usually just standard cargo. No, nothing particularly special. It is all valuable, of course, but to my knowledge, they haven't made off with any particular items that would be special in and of themselves.
So no items that would work as a trophy for pirates.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else have any questions?
No.
I wasn't here for most of the conversation, so I got nothing.
Okay. All right. Where do you want to go next?
Let's go find the representative
Imperial.
of the Imperial level Navy.
Okay. You head into the actual town proper. The Syndiath Line office is to a certain extent on the outskirts because it's right at the field and the lake.
Yeah.
And they clearly had their own dock in the lake for their own vessels.
Oh, right.
You travel down the streets. There's a few open air stalls for various goods. Elves hawking their wares, calling out to you. It's fairly standard items, but also you see some stands with unusual dried fruits. Someone is selling some wines of a sort that you've never heard of.
This is all in steel, though, so Lafdul's like perpetually disappointed in himself for not getting more steel.
Lessons learned.
No, they'll have money changers.
Yeah, they'll have money changers here.
Should do.
All right, so you head to you follow the directions that you were given from Malithi, and come upon a small building that's a bit starker than the others. Still, beautiful and elven, but definitely like it clearly has thicker walls, sturdier walls, the kind of thing that would stand up to an assault much better than the stores and houses that you've passed to that point. And you can see the banner of the Imperial Navy hanging out front. You enter through the main doors, and a young elf in the Imperial uniform sits behind a desk and greets you and says, "Do you have business with the Imperial Navy?"
Kind of. We are the company of the Broken Sword. My name's Braxon. I'm the captain of our ship. And we're out of Brow. And we've come here because we're trying to hunt down a pirate that's been causing problems for the Syndiath Line. His name's Red Njord. We've been told that the Elven Navy's chasing him. And we were wondering if we could have a conversation about this.
Yes, please, wait here. I'll go speak to the commander.
Thank you.
He gets up and heads further into the building. From the outside, you realize that this is a pretty small building. There can't be more than, 2 or 3 offices behind where he went, behind this reception area. It's clearly just an outpost.
Unless they've got some sort of magic going on.
True. Or there's basements or something like that.
Yeah, might be an extensive extensive Underdark.
A few minutes later, the elf returns and says, Commander Ilverinath will see you now. And he leads you into an office with an elf. You would put him in his middle years. He moves with the the purposeful movements of a skilled warrior. And he stands and greets you as you enter. I'm Commander Kelleroth Ilverinath. How may I help you? I understand that you are looking for Red Njord. Is that correct?
That is correct. My first officer knows Red Njord, and when we heard that he'd been troubling the Sindiath line, we decided to come and deal with him.
Yes, we have a number of vessels out looking for him as we speak.
Yes, I'm the first officer. My name is Ockar. I'm a paladin of Tyr, and Red Njord is a relative of mine, and I've taken it up as a solemn duty to bring him to justice.
Well, we certainly won't stop you, but do be aware that we have a number of vessels out hunting for him as we speak, including an armada.
I understand. We were just hoping if we could glean any information that you might have that could help us.
Well, we don't actually have a whole lot of information on his whereabouts. He has been fairly stealthy in his attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And as you can no doubt guess, our reasons for hunting him are quite confidential. I cannot divulge that information.
Right.
But should you find him, we would be more than happy to compensate you for your effort, and we would be most interested in learning about it as soon as you can inform us.
Yes. Well, if we were to hand him over to you, I would request that he gets a fair trial.
Oh, he will, and be assured of that. You got the impression that from the way he spoke is that if you didn't let them know as soon as possible, they would be quite displeased.
Right. We'll let you know. I promise.
Do you have offices elsewhere in the sphere other than here?
We have some local outposts in the elven nations on Kryn itself.
Right.
But most of our facilities are aboard the armadas that we have patrolling this sphere.
I see.
Do you know of any of Red Njord's crew members? I just want, because I know of some people who had left Brawl with him, and I'm curious if you know if they're still with him or not.
I do not personally have that information. Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm the liaison officer down here in Larinesti. I know some of the general goings on in the fleet, but that would be information that those in charge of the hunt for him would have.
Sounds silly, but is there like a bounty notice that you could show us their version of it?
Yeah. Do you mind if we take a look at your bounty notice?
We have
assume they've got one.
We have not put out a bounty. As I understand it, the Crimson Caravan has.
We met them.
Farmers of Hedukal
recently.
have put out a bounty, and the Dwarves of Reorx have put out a bounty.
The farmers of Hedukal have put out a bounty.
Yes.
Interesting.
You have heard that before. You may have forgotten as a player, but you've heard that.
Okay.
Oh, right. Yeah, because I got the Crimson Caravan, we're on Hedukal. Right.
But we have not personally put out a bounty because we are hunting him ourselves. We fully expect to find him and take care of the problem in short order.
Yeah. Braxon turns to Ockar and says, well, if you know of some of Red Njord's crew and they have another officer who's leading the investigation, maybe we could arrange for you to meet that officer so you can compare notes.
So far we've only confirmed one of the people that I know is in the crew. I don't know about the other two.
And unfortunately, the other officers are quite busy. I do not think that I could arrange such a meeting.
Okay.
Do you know of I guess I'll just ask for normal areas where Red Njord attacks?
Yes. Well, many of his attacks have taken place around Zivlin, as far as we are aware, and further in towards Riorx, around the planets of that nature, those trade routes. I don't believe that we've heard of any attacks by him out towards the Stellar Islands in quite some time. He seems to mostly concentrate around the moons of Zivlin through to Kryn and Riorx.
Right. So we could find him in the nearby area.
Perhaps.
But there's also a chance that we'd just be wandering around here while he attacks in one of his other hunting areas.
Well, that's certainly the case.
And you won't happen to know of any pirate havens or anything that he could be hiding out in?
You'd think the Elven Navy would just let that stand if they knew.
It's just a question that I'm getting out of the way.
I didn't mean to come across as insulting, but they would squish that.
Look, this is just in my list of questions. I'm trying to get out of the way.
All right.
Well, keep in mind also that a port doesn't need to have the same, doesn't have the same restrictions as a vessel. So, they could put a lot more weapons out there than a vessel can hold and stuff like that. So, he says, we suspect that there is a smuggler's port deep within Zivlin somewhere. Which of the many, many rocks it's on, I couldn't tell you. We believe that there's another one further in the inner planets, but again, which of the planets, I couldn't tell you that either. If you do happen to learn of such things, we would be more than happy to compensate you for such information once we have verified it.
Of course.
We'll keep an eye out while we're on our hunt.
We've always been happy to help the Elven Navy when we can.
That is good. That is good. We always appreciate good support of the citizens of the spheres.
They've helped us out a few times in the past.
So you're also picking up from him a definite, you think he knows more than he's telling?
Oh yeah, that's obvious, but it's the Elven Navy, and they'll tell us squat.
Yeah, there's definitely a reluctance to share some information, but it's more than just, a desire to not share their information kind of thing. There's something else going on. You're definitely picking that up.
Well, the more information people know about, then the likely is there's going to be a leak.
Is it because I'm related to the pirate?
That you couldn't say.
He probably wouldn't know that.
Well, no, I said that I was his relative.
Yeah, he did say that.
Oh, right, okay. Well, he also doesn't know us from anywhere.
After all, make inquiries about the strike and the singing sword.
Well, someone mentioned having a letter which don't remember us having a letter.
Yeah, I would.
Letter?
Oh, right. Yeah, we do have a letter of introduction from the Elven Brawl.
Oh, we do.
We do?
Yeah, we talked to the commander there, and he gave us one.
All right, you might want to hand that over.
Yeah, I'll hand it over.
He takes it, breaks a seal, and
Does he check with a ring? Lafdul's checking that.
he does not.
What?
He's got an elven decoder ring.
Yeah, the other elves all had rings to check that the seal was intact.
I mean, considering that
Lafdul's,
this came after you've already spoken to him quite a bit.
Yeah.
He breaks the seal and reads it over quickly, and says, I see that you do have a good reputation. That is good. Unfortunately, I don't have any other information that I can share with you at this time.
That's quite all right. There must be a lot of things that are confidential that you can't tell us.
You mentioned that the captains doing the hunt would know more about Red Njord's activities. Could you tell us where these captains are, so we could possibly go and rendezvous with their ship?
I most certainly cannot share that information. Operational secrecy, as you understand.
Yes, but it would have helped us in our hunt also.
Yeah. I understand that, but the Imperial Navy is more than capable of handling this ourselves. We are not discouraging you from your actions, but we are quite confident that we will find him long before you do. Lafdul, you'd wanted to ask about the strike and the singing sword?
Yeah, I'm particularly interested in the singing sword because elves. Well,
what exactly are you asking him about?
What's the general nature of for the singing sword? What's their general nature? Their general nature. How did they come to be? Are they ex-military, or how did they come into existence, so to speak? Did they fall out with someone?
The singing sword. We believe some of their members are formerly either of the Syndiath line or the Imperial Navy. We do not have any confirmation on that. They are, other than the fact that they commit piracy and steal the rightful property of the traders, they do tend to focus on outsphere traders as opposed to the natives. But
are they xenophobic?
Not so far as we know. In fact, our intelligence indicates that they want to ensure that their actions do not cause outside traders to stop coming here. But they are generally inoffensive as far as pirates go. There are bounties, as far as I understand, out, but they tend to be lower than for, say,
they don't seem to be killing people.
Vicious, yes. We
Like
have it on good authority that they avoid that when possible. As for the strike, they are quite nasty, and they were the nastiest ones in the sphere up until the arrival of Red Njord some years back.
Hmm. I mean, he always caused trouble in Brawl. I just never imagined he could cause quite this much trouble.
Well, he has a large ship now, and it would not surprise me if he has fallen in with even more foul beings than when you knew him.
Yeah, well, this is probably going to be quite a tough fight, but I've sworn an oath to bring him in alive, so gonna have to try my best.
We
I
would
mean,
be
as long as-
extremely interested in speaking to him in such a case.
I mean, if we can't bring him back to Brawl's Spear, as long as he receives
I didn't
justice
promise to bring him
somewhere.
back to Brawl. I just promised to bring him in alive and have him stand trial.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if he stood trial here, he's
Yeah, that
murdered
worked.
elf. If he's murdered elves from the Sindiath line, and that counts as justice.
Lafdul's not saying that, but he's thinking that, I wonder why they want to talk to him so badly. He's obviously got military information. He's thinking.
Have you any further questions?
Yes, I have one question. Do you happen to know any particular objects or trinkets or something like that they have taken that they might use as a trophy for potential magical tracking?
I have no such information that I can share at this time.
That's a pity.
Okay. There's a ship above here. Would they know anything?
The Light of Sehanin, that is the local protection armada. They would not be willing to speak with you. They are quite busy.
Oh, could we extend another letter of introduction if we were to meet other Imperial Navy officers to know that we're on friendly terms, I suppose?
Let me sign my name to this one that you received from Brawl, and that should suffice.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
So
Thank you.
he signs his name and adds an extra note to the letter that you had from Brawl, and he hands it back to you.
Is it in a different form of Elvish? Or is it in common? Or
It is in
I'm only glancing, I'm
common.
not-
It is in common. And it's basically just saying that he has received the note and is
has his blessing or something?
well. It's that you basically just affirming that you have spoken with him,
Oh, alright.
so that
Yeah.
if someone else sees this, they know that you have already contacted other members of the Imperial Navy already of rank. He is a commander.
Yeah.
It should be known then.
That explains why the seal's broken.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, I have much other work that I must be completing. If there's nothing else,
No.
Braxon says, thank you very much for your time.
it is always good to speak to those who wish to aid the Imperial Navy. I
Yeah,
thank you for your previous efforts on our behalf.
The one thing I suppose I would ask is, are there any evil factions or pirates using ships that look like Navy ships? Or can we assume that any ship in this sphere that's anything like a man of war is going to be one of your ships?
That is probably not a good assumption to make. I do not know offhand of anyone who might be using one of our vessels to masquerade as us, but there is always magic. There's always other pirates from out of sphere, things of that nature. You should always be on your guard.
Okay, we will be. If we do stumble into any pirates that are pretending to be the Navy, we'll bring them to meet you.
Can we just double check for them? We know from our guide of where like typical elven ports are. Like we just get like an up to date. Are these all up to date, or are there any like ports, cool, places that we haven't got on our guide that we could meet the Imperial Navy. Maybe it's just not up to date. If we needed to meet them, was there anything that just is different?
This is the best
Outdated?
place to come.
Oh, right.
If you are in the inner spheres, you could go to the nation of Qualinesti on Kryn, but this is still the preferred location.
Yeah, we heard there was some sort of war on Kryn, and that people on Brow were advising us to maybe not go there.
Yes, one of the continents, the southern continent, has been embroiled in quite the conflagration of late. It can be quite dangerous. We generally recommend avoiding that. If you must visit the planet, the Minotaur city of Christophon tends to be a better location. They have many disputes of their own, but their capital is in the center of their empire, so to speak, and it is generally safe.
Thank you again for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Been a good day, I guess. Happy hunting, as it were.
All right, the young elf who led you in guides you out back into the waiting area and takes a seat back behind his desk.
Braxon says to Ockar as we leave, looks like we have a race.
Mm-hmm. Seems like it.
Well, I guess if they beat us to it, that serves justice in some way. But let's see if we can beat them.
Yeah, but first we need to go talk to the city of Flying.
Well, we've talked to the Cindyth line.
Oh, was that just them?
Yeah, that was the first lot.
Oh, I thought we were talking to the Elven Navy.
No, we spoke to the Cindyth line first.
Okay.
And,
I guess next is the Elven Navy.
yeah, the Cindyth line said there was no reward, and the Navy were dealing with it.
I ask the, I guess, receptionist, is there a currency exchange on while we're here? I just ask around.
Oh, there is a somewhat informal one. He gives you some directions to. Essentially, it ends up being a trader who kind of handles more of the supplies and ship goods that visitors need for their own vessels.
Right.
But he indicates that it's a private thing. It's not an official money exchange.
That's fine. That works for us.
Yeah.
We don't need large quantities, just some change. It'd be nice.
Braxon says he probably charges more than 5% than if he's informal.
Probably.
We could always see if there's anything worth actually buying before we go to him. What were you thinking of purchasing?
I was thinking about placing an order and having it delivered an elven bow.
That sounds nice. How long would we have to wait for an elven bow?
I would get it ordered and shipped out.
Oh, interesting.
I assume it would take time if they don't have any to hand. So that's what Lafdul was going to inquire about at the blacksmith after we got some currency exchange.
So the blacksmith wouldn't actually have that kind of thing. You'd need to go to an actual archery shop, which there is one.
I'd make general inquiries to see if it's even remotely possible here.
I am pulling up the complete book of elves to take a look at the elven bow. Is there anything that anyone else wants to do? Wants to purchase or anything like that? Ockar, you spoke up first.
I don't want to purchase anything. I mainly just want to exchange coinage.
Okay. Braxon?
Braxon might want to see if there's any decent arrowheads.
Just purchasing arrowheads?
Well, you said Braxon can't make arrowheads, but he can make arrows.
Yeah.
So I guess he would want to see if there's any nice arrow tips and feathers, so he can make some arrows.
Okay. So yeah, the blacksmith would have a collection of arrowheads. So would the bowyer Fletcher. And you could get the feathers for fletching at the bowyer Fletcher as well. Shafts as well, but I'm assuming that you're not. You're gonna get some of that on your own, kind of thing, or something.
Yeah. Would Braxton be able to make that out of planks, or does he have to get branches to make arrows from?
You need to get specific wood. I'm not gonna. You can't use the planks. You have to go make a point that when you're in a forest that you're looking for suitable wood.
Okay.
Yes, for the certain properties, and Finn will tell you to the right tree.
Yeah.
I mean,
What is the...
Braxton would know well enough to find the right wood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does he know where to find the tree?
Just in a forest.
I'm not sure if I'm being insulted or not.
I mean, you can make it out of multiple types of wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just Braxton hasn't done much archery stuff lately. As soon as he keeps bashing things on the head.
Yeah, that's why Lafdul wants to get an elven bow, because you can bash people on the head with it. No, I don't have a blunt weapon, and I thought that's a clever way of having a blunt weapon.
Yeah, but do they have, like, if you want to make like +1 arrows, do you buy +1 arrow tips, or do you have to?
The entire arrow's
enchanted. +1 would have to be magical, wouldn't it?
You enchant the entire arrow.
Yeah.
You could ask if they've got any magical arrows.
But you enchant the arrow. True. You can enchant a bundle of arrows with one process, not just one arrow at a time.
Right. Maybe Braxton should just get some enchanted arrows then.
They do not have any for sale.
Oh, okay.
They're not going to have anything magical for sale here.
Okay. Oh, right. I see.
What was the exchange rate in here?
So it turns out that the shopkeeper will exchange with a 15% surcharge. And the most he can do is 1,000 steel. The most he will do is 1,000 steel.
Between all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I'm going to wait until we stop in a bigger port.
Thing is,
it's 15%.
Let's just wait till we get back to Brow.
We were buying double though.
Yeah, but I don't have anything else to buy at the moment. I only have those 2 books that I reserved.
Hang on, don't we have some coins that are the same ratio on both places?
Copper and platinum.
Yeah. So can we use our bag to make platinum? And then trade in platinum?
Yes.
Can I get an idea if... I'm not sure what each order is, because I don't know how much money I would need. I want to inquire if I could even get a custom elven bow made and shipped off to Bra. If it would take time, if they don't have one.
Okay, so let's see.
Because then I would go back and change the currency.
And
you, an idea
you don't want one that is for a specific strength, correct?
specific string?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. They have a couple elven bows. Do you want a longbow or a short bow?
At the moment, just a short. How much are they each? Because I might eventually get a longbow.
Let's see.
Are you good at the bow, Lafdul?
Yeah. I've just had the same silly bow for like God knows how long. So, an elven bow's nice because I can use it as a club.
Well, I've got this halfling bow.
No, you use a bow. You can keep that. I'm getting this.
Yeah.
So good.
No, I'm just thinking I might be strong enough to pull a bigger bow.
All right, so the short bow goes for. Actually, hold on a second. Dang, that's a heavy bow.
Yeah, I was like £8 or something.
Yeah. I think the assumption here is that the one in the complete book of elves is
a longbow.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't say.
Yeah, that's why
it's just talking about it being a bow. So it's going to be 60 gold for a short bow, 60 steel for a short bow, 150 steel for a long bow. And the short bow will be £7.
Oh, wow. Well, I suppose it needs to be weighty to be used as a club.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Heavy bow. No, and for now, I'll just get a short bow. It's at 60 steel.
Yep.
I will do conversion. Actually, can I just pay in platinum? Platinum's changed at the same rate, isn't it?
If you have enough
Wouldn't
platinum, yeah.
Yeah, I got 447.
Wouldn't we get bows that good on Brow from the elves there?
Yeah, I couldn't get one now.
Oh, you couldn't?
Nope.
They don't sell
Fair
them there.
enough.
They don't sell them there.
So I will have an elven short bow.
Okay.
That adds like another £5 to my character. That actually makes a huge difference.
Keep in mind that unless you've taken proficiency in club, you only have familiarity. So I believe that means that you have a -2 to attack with that.
Fun.
Otherwise, it acts as a club. Okay. Braxon, did you want to purchase some arrowheads and feathers?
Well, they don't seem to have anything special, do they?
No,
you said
not
they
really.
didn't have magical gear.
They have flight and sheaf arrowheads.
Can Braxton have a look at them, see if they look like they're good quality?
They're great quality. I mean, it's not going to give you any bonuses, but there are no flaws that you can see.
Okay, all right. Braxton will get some of his money and get it changed.
How many do you want?
Let's see the arrows he got at the moment. I want to get supplies for making loads.
I mean, you only have short bow, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you're looking at flight arrowheads.
Yeah. Well, that's good. He had 40 and he's down to 13, so yeah. Let's buy supplies enough for making another 40.
Okay, that will run you 1 steel piece.
1 steel piece for 40.
40 arrowheads and 40 feathers for fletching.
Wow, that's not much. I'm wondering if I should do more than that.
Gild's the same as silver, but it's still Gild's the same as steel, but it's 15% on top of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some steel.
All right, how much?
I should do more than that. I can make some more arrows for you as well when we got time.
I'm gonna get like 50 steels worth.
Yeah, let's pay.
All right, so that'll run you 57 gold and an electrum. Zakat.
Yeah.
Lafdul.
Yes.
Let's buy more than this, and then I can supply other people with arrows. How many people we got that do archery?
I mean, you got all your crew.
Finn.
Yeah, there's all my crew, isn't there? I could make. Braxon probably wouldn't make arrows for the entire crew. Oh, let's spend 10 steel pieces and buy 400.
All right.
So 10 steel pieces is going to cost 15 gold pieces.
For exchange?
Yeah. Oh no, that wasn't that. You said something like 15%.
Yeah, 11 gold, 1 electrum. All right. I mean, the town also has other goods for sale as well. If anyone is interested in buying anything, so.
Yeah, should we see if they've got any? Do we need any holy water or healing potions or anything?
They're not gonna. They'll have holy water, but not healing potions.
Right.
There's nothing magical available here.
Got ya.
Out of curiosity, is he interested in trade boats? Just out of curiosity.
Not really. He uses the currency that you exchange to deal with out of sphere people who are planning to leave and stuff like that. So
Braxon needs to find 400 branches now.
This isn't an MMO.
It's not.
You can't collect 200 animal butts and trade them in for a quest reward.
Alright, so no one else wants anything here?
Lafdul's just gonna go around town, buy some elven food, because it's been a while since he's had elven food. He spent like, a steel or two on some stuff.
Alright. Are you buying are you going out for a meal, or are you buying stuff to take with you? Like preserved?
Just something to mix up my regular meals with something nice.
Okay, let me ask again. Are you going to have a meal right now, or are you buying preserved food to take with you?
Both.
Okay. So you can get a meal for hold on a second.
Is there actually prices for this, is there?
No, I'm just gonna look something up. So you can get a good meal for a bronze piece. If you want to pay a steel piece, then you can get like some really nice wine to go with it.
Yeah,
okay.
Basically.
All right.
What I do.
You learn that so you have this meal. You find kind of an outdoor restaurant.
I also tried to make casual conversation, see if anyone's heard about any piracy. Like basically, it's minor rumors, maybe.
Okay. So, like, there's no standard tavern in this town.
It's gotta be. Is there anything?
Well, there's restaurants. There's more like restaurants than taverns. There's no inn either.
I wasn't planning on staying over. It's just
Right. I know. I'm just giving you things that are there. But you can try to, like, ask the serving elf who brings you your food about some things. You can go to some of the shopkeepers and ask them and stuff like that. But the meal that you have includes some vegetables that you've never heard of, some fruit that you've never heard of, and they tell you that the wine is made of a fruit that you've never heard of. If you ask about that, you'll learn that it's local stuff grows on this planet.
I tried to take some mental notes to tell Solas.
Okay.
I mean, whether or not that will literally translate into anything, I don't know, but I know that was something he's interested in. So
I wonder if we need any more supplies to take up to our ship.
I mean,
if you need to buy food, there's a good opportunity to. Didn't we buy food to the other place?
So you can also, Lafdul, you wanted to buy some preserved food to mix things up, so you can get like some dried vegetables of these sorts that you're not aware of, or you've never heard of.
Yeah.
And the fruit as well, dried fruit.
Yep, please.
How much are you looking at to get?
It's like 10 rations worth.
Okay. So that will run you 3 steel pieces.
Right, that's good.
All right.
And mainly Lafdul thought it'd be nice to have some elven food, that's all.
Yeah. All right.
Once in the blue moon, eating like rice for like days on ends or whatever we're eating.
So there's a couple different types of fruit. Some of them taste like kind of like apricot mixed with orange. One of them, and
tangy apricot.
Another one tastes kind of like a mango mixed with grape. And then the vegetables are there's a couple sweet vegetables, and then some savory vegetables that that you suspect are tubers. But they're not very starchy.
Oh, Lafdul's happy with his purchase for the day.
They're all pretty tasty.
I think we might not have enough steel pieces to buy food for the ship.
Well, he's willing to trade another 950, unless you've already deducted from that.
Well, we could always
Probably
trade
down
for
to 900 now.
We could probably trade our gold pieces for steel pieces.
Yeah, just get 900. You might as well.
When we got our steel pieces, we paid 525 gold pieces for 500 steel pieces, and I think
is that 5%?
But the food is usually back on Brow. It might be cheaper here. We usually pay 500 gold pieces for 2,400 man days of food and supplies. And it looks like they got fairly decent food here.
I mean, if you've got a lot of food, then you can always just wait until you are at another planet when you're actually low.
We got 1,600 man days worth of food.
Be right back.
I mean, it's up to you.
Did Lafdul get any information about pirates or anything like that?
What kind of specific information are you looking for? I mean, it's like asking about pirates is just going to give you most of the general information, like, oh yeah, that strike's pretty awful, that kind of thing.
No, what ships were destroyed where? I had a friend that was working on a ship traveling between a couple of spheres or trading lanes, or is there any descriptions of any of the crew members on Njord's ship? I forgot what that's called. Is it the Crimson something?
No, I don't think you've actually heard what the ship name itself is called.
Alright, then I'll try and get the ship name.
Yeah, okay, so you do learn that the ship name itself apparently is the Grimmel.
Grimmel.
Yeah.
I will be passing that on to Braxon and the rest of the crew, and Ockar,
Alright.
obviously. Grimmel. So, I think Ockar has told me the details. I mean, I don't know off the top of my head, but there's any rumors about any of the crewmen?
You learn...
I tried to describe them, then, yeah.
You kind of like ask around at the in the port.
It's like, is this guy like really vicious? Or yeah, I've heard this guy. It's like, something along that line.
Yeah, no, I get that. You ask around in the port, kind of like talking to the dock workers, see if they have heard anything, see if they know anything, that sort of thing. You hear some tales, nothing that's new for the most part. What you do find out is that there's definitely minotaurs on board, and they're tough. Is kind of what you hear.
Yeah, it's like Kryn's equivalent of GIF, basically. It's like the standing go-to decent soldiers or mercenaries.
Well, certainly the stronger than humans. So
yeah, much. All right then, yeah. So I head back to Ockar and Braxon and I relay the ship name, and that they've got some Minotaur crews, so they must be getting supplies of Minotaur from somewhere. Probably on Kryn, I'd assume. Is there
you know, I mean, like you'll also hear that there are two main groups of minotaurs on Kryn that they could be recruiting from. Either the minotaurs of the Minotaur League, which is essentially an empire on the northern continent, and then there's some islands on the southern continent that are full of minotaurs.
It's probably best to make out that distinction if he's get it from one type or the other, then they might have a base of operations in either or at least somewhere to look for information anyway.
We also need to hire one of those minotaurs for dragon slaying ammunition.
What?
What?
In one of the Kryn stories, the Dragonian Engineering Corp basically launches Minotaur from catapult or something like that, and it manages to slay dragon with its horns.
That sounds like a Tinker Gnome.
You've heard of a story like that.
Yeah, I don't think we'd have heard of that.
And if you did, you would probably assume that Tinker Gnomes were involved.
We should probably get a Minotaur crew now, because they obviously speak their own language, and it might be useful.
We could just hire, replace our crew with Minotaurs.
Yeah. Minotaur. There's always two versions to every word out there. Alright, yeah, and obviously I relay the elven wine that I had, and I say how it was. I give some whatever I learned to Solas.
Right. There are some Minotaur farmers on Hidukal you will also learn.
Did they farm with battle axes? Did they hoe with battle axes? I'm being awfully stereotypical.
All right. Anything else that you want to do here on Gillian? I'm taking that as a no.
No.
All right. So do you want to head back into orbit and go to another one of the moons?
Yeah. We should ask about the other moons before we go into orbit, so we can try and confirm which one's which.
What do you want to ask about?
Let's see. Trying to remember where we thought the other good places to go were.
Sounds silly.
Mhm.
I am actually able to use this elven bow. It's not too heavy for me. Let's like give it a few test tries.
Yeah, you can use it.
I mean, you can always use it as a club.
If you have proficiency,
Then
you
it's
can
not
use it.
ranged anymore. Then it's just a melee.
I think Hidaka was the other one we wanted to go to.
You have heard of that they have a bounty out,
Yeah. So
and that is one of the other listed.
yeah. So
ports.
we want to make sure we land on Hidaka and not one of the other 10.
Well, so the moon of Majir is also known for because it's there's a dwarven mining port there,
Right.
and certainly some of the other worlds might have other interesting things if you wanted to go to them, but that's up to you.
Well, let's ask in the port, because I don't think we were 100% sure with the guide. We worked out this one.
So you're asking which worlds are Hidukal?
Yeah, because we got that guide and we weren't 100% sure.
Okay. Yeah, they can indicate how far around the rotation you need to go to get to Hidukal.
Oh yeah, because they're all in an order. All right. Yeah. So can Braxon take notes of which one's which?
Sure.
That's awesome. Okay, and he'll make sure Glau's with him before he does that.
All right. Okay.
Does Glau need to do anything else? Because he wanted to go see some trees and stuff.
He already has.
He already has.
Yeah, while you were speaking to the elves at the Syndiath line and the Imperial Navy, and then doing some shopping, he was off in the woods.
Did you meet any of your kind?
No, unfortunately, I did not. I did find some very tasty, juicy rodents, though.
Sounds good.
Is he covered in blood and ichor and
No, of course not.
Do they?
red?
They
red
swallow. They
feathers?
swallow whole. They swallow them whole.
Did,
And he is a civilized elf, so he will not vomit it.
Elf?
He is a civilized owl, and he will not vomit it up on you. He will do that over the edge and allow it to drift out of the ship's gravity.
Of course. Braxon wouldn't even think otherwise. I mean, he is an intelligent owl. He's not just
Sure, Braxon will think of that. Some of the other people may not.
Yeah. Braxton asked Glau if he saw any nice-looking trees while he was out there.
Oh, there were quite a few that would make some good nesting spots. Need a little bit of work, some hollowing out, expanding the interiors, get some nice, comfortable furnishings. But yes, it'd be great for raising a family. Although this world is a little warm for me. This is kind of like I should have mentioned this earlier as well. The temperature is like a pleasant summer day, so it's not too hot. It's warm but not too hot. Definitely the kind of short sleeve weather. There's a gentle breeze in general. Not just still stifling air, and it's not too humid either, even though the forest is more jungle than temperate forest.
Braxton says, I need some branches at the moment. Yeah, that gives me a thought. If you're going to stick around with us, we've got a base. Maybe we need to grow some sort of tree for you on it. I'll have to have a chat with Finn.
Oh, I can live just about anywhere, but when it's time to settle down, it would not be with you. You might be disappointed. He kind of pats you on the head with his wing, and he then goes on and says, "I will be returning to my own kind once I've gotten a few more decades of travel and exploration under my wings."
Fair enough. Never know. You might meet some other owls when we're on our travel.
Oh, indeed, but it is much too early for me to settle down.
Oh yeah.
I'm not even 80 yet.
It's good you got so many years ahead of you.
Alright, so anything else that anyone wants to do on Gillian? I'll take that as a no.
He's
Yep.
gonna praise Aravan on there. Since, you know, he's gonna get that 1% in every day, or every so often. Zod will allow.
Oh, did we see any temples of religions that Braxon knows about?
Some of them, like, there were some symbols listed in the guidebook, but I mean, like, you would have had to have like looked at the guidebook and then looked at the symbol and then looked at the guidebook and then looked at the symbol and be like, oh, okay, I see which one it is, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I meant something that Braxton would recognise.
Nothing from out of sphere.
Right. Fair enough.
I'd like to go ahead and exchange. I need to start building up silver pieces for something I want to buy later. So I think I'm going to exchange 5,000 gold pieces into steel pieces.
He can do only 1,000 at most, and he's already exchanged some. So I think he's down to 850 now.
Then I'll exchange 850 gold pieces for silver then.
It's a 15% surcharge on it. You're better off doing it on like one of the major things if you're going to deal that large amount
Fine,
of
I'll
money.
wait till we're on a major planet.
I'm not trying to dissuade you, it's just some advice.
Then I'll...
Now or wait?
Might be cheaper. That's all I'm saying.
I'll wait.
Okay.
Solas is mostly just trying to get the inspiration to create poem about those orange clouds.
Might be worth getting pocket change though, Ockar. Like,
yeah, but
25, like 50.
But nothing rhymes with orange. How can you make a poem about orange clouds if nothing rhymes with orange?
Doesn't have to rhyme.
Yeah, poems doesn't have to rhyme with every line.
So, Ockar, do you want to exchange any at all, or not?
I'll exchange 100.
Okay, so that'll be 115 gold pieces.
Okay. I'll just
Okay. And then with that, you return to your vessel and head back into orbit. It takes about 20 minutes to get back into orbit. Although I should point out that basically, like, to go from one moon to another, it's like 20 minutes to get out of the gravity well so that you can return to spelljamming speed. And then it's literally like 2 to 3 minutes and you're at another moon.
Right.
And then it takes 20 minutes to land. So just so you understand the time that you're looking at traveling around the moon system of Zivelin.
Yeah, it's mostly takeoff and landing time.
Yes. I actually did check. Like, if I don't know, it doesn't list exactly what their orbits are, but assuming that they're close to what our moon's orbit is, it would literally be less than 4 minutes at spelljamming speed to get from the moon to the planet. So a little bit longer, maybe 5 minutes to get from moon to moon, but yeah, It's really fast.
I'm gonna. Is it possible for Braxon to make incendiary arrows?
Sounds
Flaming
like
like flaming
it's in
arrows.
arms.
You could do flaming
arms and
arrows.
equipment. Yeah. Wow.
It sounds like you need some sort of alchemy thing to go on the arrow tip.
No, it's just I'm looking in the book. It says a wad of hemp soaked in a bituminous substance such as tar, placed beneath the head. In addition to its normal damage, it does 1 point of fire damage per round.
Yeah, they do have much shorter ranges, and you can't use them through the void of space. So keep that in mind.
It's a save versus death magic to avoid the fire, apparently.
Well, that's for a person.
Yeah.
So, but you can discuss that later. I mean, do you have a specific reason for that? Because it's definitely a time-consuming thing to light them on fire and use them.
I was thinking for ship versus ship combat, we don't want them to escape. We start setting their sails on fire.
Right, but the problem is that again, you'd have to get into the same hex as them in order to use
One would assume that we're in such a situation. It's only going to be like a handful of arrows, I guess. Yeah. Wow. Enough for the crew to do like a volley.
Right, but if that's what you want to do, I would recommend looking at the flame arrow spell. Because that turns a lot of regular arrows into flaming arrows.
I mean, it's not a bad idea for our party to have some arrows that they can set to light and use to burn things from afar.
Yeah, but keep in mind that the
not just in ships, but also in when we go to the ground.
The range is dramatically reduced with them because they're not aerodynamic; they're very heavy. So just keep that in mind.
Probably restricted to short range.
Yeah, except it also counts as long range. So
short range, long range penalties.
What I would probably end up doing is, rather than tens of yards, the range is tens of feet. So it still has short, medium, and long range, but it's in tens of feet rather than tens of yards. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, it's about time for us to take our break. So we will be back in about 10 minutes, everyone. See you shortly.